Chapter 13. More Saileelas, Diseases Cured, Bimaji Patil, Bala Simpi, Babu Sahib Booty, Alandi Swami, Kaka Mahajani, Dastopant of Harda. The indestructible power of Maya. Baba's words were always short, pretty, deep, full of meaning, efficient, and well balanced. He was ever content and never cared for anything. He said, though I have become a fakir, have no house or wife, and though leaving off all cares, I have stayed at one place. The inevitable Maya teases me often. Though I forget myself, I cannot forget her. She always envelops me. This Maya, elusive power of the Lord, teases God, Brahma, and others. Then what to speak of a poor fakir like me? Those who take refuge in the Lord will be free from her clutches and with His grace. In such terms, Baba spoke about the power of Maya. Lord Sri Krishna has said in the Uddhava in the Bhagavad that the saints are his living forms, and see what Baba has said for the welfare of his devotees. Those who are fortunate and whose demerits have vanished take to my worship. If you say Sai Sai, I shall take over the seven seas. Believe in these words and you will be certainly benefited. I do not need any paraphernalia of worship, either eightfold or 16-fold. I rest there where there is full devotion. Now read what Sai, the friend of those who surrendered themselves to him, did for their welfare. Bimaji Patil. One Bimaji Patil of Narayangaon, Taluka, Junnar, Pune, suffered in the year 1909 from a severe and chronic chest disease, which ultimately developed into tuberculosis. He tried all sorts of pathos, but it was of no use. Losing all hopes, he ultimately prayed to God, "O Lord Narayana, help me now." It was well known fact that when our circumstances are well off, we do not remember God, but when calamities or adversities overtake us, we are reminded of Him. So Bimaji now turned to God. It occurred to him that he should consult Mr. Nanasaheb Chandorkar, a great devotee of Baba, in this respect, so he wrote a letter to him giving all the details of the malady and asked for his opinion. In reply, Mr. Nanasaheb wrote to him that there was only one remedy left, and that was to recourse to the Baba's feet. Relying on Mr. Nanasaheb's advice, he made preparations for going to Shirdi. He was brought to Shirdi and taken to the masjid and placed before Baba. Mr. Nanasaheb and Shama were then present. Baba pointed out that the disease was due to the previous evil karma and not at first disposed to interfere. Then the patient cried out in despair that he was helpless and he sought refuge in him, as he was his last hope, and prayed for mercy. Then Baba's heart melted and said, "Stay, cast off your anxiety. Your suffering has come to an end. However oppressed and troubled one may be, as soon as he steps into the masjid, he is on the paths of happiness. The fakir here is very kind and he will cure the diseases and protect all with love and kindness." The patient vomited blood every 5 minutes, but there was no vomiting in the presence of Baba. From this time, Baba uttered the words of hope and mercy. The malady took a favorable turn. Baba asked him to stay in Bima Bai's house, which was not a convenient and healthy place, but Baba's order had to be obeyed. While he was staying there, Baba cured him by two dreams. In the first dream, he saw himself as a boy suffering from severe pain of a flogging, which he received for not reciting his Swami poetry lesson before his class master. In the second dream, someone caused him intense pain and torture by rolling a stone up and down over his chest. With the pain thus suffered in the dream, his cure was complete and he went home. He then often came to Shirdi, gratefully remembering what Baba did for him and prostrated before him. Baba also did not expect anything from devotees, but gratefully remembrance, unchanging faith and devotion. People in the Maharashtra always celebrate Satyanarayan Puja in their homes every fortnight or month. But it was Bimaji Patil who started a new Sai Satyavrata Puja instead of Satyanarayana Vrata Puja in his house when he returned to his village. Bala Ganpat Simpi. Another devotee of Baba named Bala Ganpat Simpi suffered much from a malignant type of malaria. He tried all sorts of medicines and decoctions, but in vain. The fever did not abate a jot, and so he ran to Shirdi and fell at Baba's feet. Baba gave him a strange recipe, in this case as follows. Give a black dog some morsel of rice mixed with curd in front of the Lakshmi temple. Bala simply did not know how to execute this recipe, but no sooner he went home than he found some rice and curd. After mixing them together, he bought the mixture near the Lakshmi temple, where he found the black dog waving its tail. He placed the curd and rice before the dog ate it, and strangely to say, Bala got rid of his malaria. Babu Sahib Booty. Shriman Babu Sahib Booty suffered once from dysentery and vomitings. His cupboard was full of patent drugs and medicines, but none of them had any effect. Babu Sahib got very weak on accounts of purging and vomiting and therefore was not able to go to the masjid for Baba's darshan. Baba then sent for him and made him sit before him and said, "Now take care, you should not purge anymore," and waving his index finger, the vomiting must stop. Now look at the force of Baba's words. Both the maladies took to their heels and booty fell well. On another occasion, he had an attack of cholera and suffered from severe thirst. Dr. Pillai tried all sorts of remedies but could not give him relief. Then he went to Baba and consulted him as what to drink and allay his thirst and cure the disease. Baba prescribed him an infusion of almonds, walnuts, and pistachio boiled in sugared milk. This would be considered as a fatal aggravation of the disease by any doctor or physician. But in implicit obedience to Baba's order, the infusion was administered, and strange to say, the disease was cured. Alandi Swami. A Swami from Alandi, wishing to take Baba's darshan, came to Shirdi. He suffered from severe pain in his ear, which prevented him from getting the sleep. He was operated for this, but it served no purpose. The pain was severe and he did not know what to do. While he was returning, he came to take Baba's leave. When Shama requested Baba to do something for the pain in the Swami's ears, Baba comforted him saying, "Allah acha karega." That means God will do good. The Swami then returned to Pune and after a week sent a letter to Shirdi stated that the pain in his ear has subsided, though the swelling was there, and in order to get the swelling removed, he went to Bombay for operation. But the surgeon, on examining the ear, said that no operation was then necessary. Such was the wonderful effect of Baba's Leelas. Kaka Mahajani. Another devotee named Kaka Mahajani suffered once from diarrhea. In order that there should be no break in his services to Baba, Kaka kept a pot with water in some corner of the masjid, and whenever there was a call, he would go out. As Sai Baba knew everything, Kaka did not inform him of the disease, thinking that Baba would of his own cure it soon. The work of constructing the pavement in front of masjid was permitted by Baba. But when the actual work was begun, Baba got wild and shouted out loudly. Everybody ran away, and as Kaka was also doing the same, Baba caught hold of him and made him sit there. In the confusion that follows, somebody left a small bag of peanuts. Baba took a handful of groundnuts, rubbed them in his hand, blew away the skin, and gave the clean nuts to Kaka and made him eat them. Scolding and cleaning the nuts and making him Kaka went on simultaneously. Baba himself ate some of them. Then, when the bag was finished, Kaka asked him to fetch water as he felt thirsty. Kaka brought a pitcher full of water. Then Baba drank some and made Kaka also drink it. Baba then said, "Now your diarrhea has stopped and you may attend to the work of the payment." In the meanwhile, other persons who had run away returned and started the work, and Kaka, whose motion had stopped, also joined them. Are groundnut medicine for diarrhea? According to the current medical opinion, groundnuts would aggravate the disease and not cure it. The true medicine in this case was Baba's words. Datopant of Harda. A gentleman from Harda by name Datopant suffered from stomachache for 14 years. None of the remedies gave him any relief. Then, hearing Baba's fame that he cures diseases by the sight, he ran to Shirdi and fell at Baba's feet. Baba looked at him kindly and gave him blessing. Then Baba placed his hand on his head, and when he got Baba's Udi with blessing, he felt relieved and there was no further trouble about the malady. Towards the end of this chapter, 3 cases are cited in the footnotes. Madhavrao Deshpande suffered from piles. Baba gave him decoction of sonmukhi, that is sena pots. This relieved him. Then after 2 years, the trouble again recurred and Madhavrao took the same decoction without consulting Baba. The result was that the disease aggravated, but later on it was cured by Baba's grace. Second one is Kaka Mahajani's elder brother Gangadhar Pant suffered from many years from stomachache. Hearing Baba's fame, he came to Shirdi and requested Baba to cure him. Baba touched his belly and said, "God will cure." From that time, there was no stomachache and it was completely cured. Nana Sahib Chandorkar once suffered from intense stomach pain. He was restless the whole day and night. Doctors administered syringes which produced no effect. Then he approached Baba, who told him to eat barfi, which is a kind of sweet mixed with ghee. This recipe gave him complete relief. All these stories go to show that real medicine that cured the various diseases permanently was Baba's words and grace, and not any medicine or drugs. Bo to Sri Sai, peace be to all.